Hello there, Fastcast number 5. Wow, it's been a long time. Doesn't feel like it, but where have I been? Besides writing on Emerald Rangers, just keep falling out of the loop of doing this. Not sure why. Can't blame it on lack of guests, because there are people lined up, just haven't gotten around to reaching out. Well, not much has changed since then. Just working every day, writing every night. Not really true. Been getting obsessed with some more games these days. I got an Xbox One finally. I don't know why I said finally, as if it was leading up to that. But I've gotten that, and it's made live streaming a little easier. It doesn't have that protection thing on the PS4 does. That the PS4 does. Derp. But I do have a splitter for the PS4 that can get around it. The Emerald Rangers Twitch is up to 19 followers. Only Kaiser and I have used it so far, but it's something, another pet project. Anyway, topic this time around is non-video game related hobbies. I've had that idea for a while now, but didn't know the right time to use it. But now that I've got Joe on, if you remember Joe, Two Guys in Hats, Phoenix 8, the Brony Critic, he's not much of a gamer anyway, we go over that in the episode, so it seemed appropriate. He's also joining Emerald Rangers. He'll be the Friday poster, the Green Diamond. Green Phoenix, Brony Critic, who knows what he'll do with it. But I may as well just roll the interview now. Woo, and we're back. I've brought a face from the past and the new member of the site, our good green friend now. Introduce yourself, why don't you?
Hello, everyone. I am Joseph Marks, also known as the Brony Critic. And yes, I will be joining Emerald Rangers as Green Phoenix.
Oh, you were about to say Dark something.
Yes, I was about Dark Phoenix. I'm sorry, I had the X-Men movie in my head.
We already got Dark Rider for that. Shout out. Whew. So what you been up to these days since the past websites and channels?
Well, I graduated from college about 2 years ago. I work for my local local news TV station. I do some work with the My Little Pony community. I do reviews of fan content and fan material predominantly. And I work a podcast with several bronies as well.
That works. So whatever happened to the Overlord?
Over time, those videos started taking longer and longer, and it with college and work, it just got really time consuming, and I just got drained. I didn't have the motivation for the project anymore.
I know that feeling all too well. My YouTube's been kind of still.
Yeah, I've been working with stuff for the Brony Critic, but with the original what did I call it? Cinema in Review.
Yep.
Those videos, at a certain point, it stopped being fun, and it started being really, really dry work. And I felt as if I couldn't do the best job possible, that it would be much better for me to just start doing, to try other projects, things that might get me more motivated again.
Well, what you gonna be writing on the site?
Well, my focus is going to be predominantly on my strength, which, as a professionally trained film critic, will be movies, televisions, but I will also, to kind of expand out my options, I am considering opening up for book reviews, or at least book recommendations, not really reviews, but sort of summaries and recommendations for the books of my particular interest: science fiction, fantasy, and alternative history books.
Books, movies. That pretty much falls into our topic for the day. But before that, you want to say why green?
Well, for those of you who might remember watching some of Sendu's channel a few years back, we had a video series called Two Guys in Hats. Where we reviewed, kind of nostalgia critic style, or Channel Awesome style, I guess, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers episode by episode. And while we weren't able to continue that series on all the way to its completion of the original Mighty Morphin show, we quickly learned of my favorite, of the Power Rangers, my favorite was Tommy from the original Mighty Morphin and Zeo and Dino Thunder.
And Turbo.
And Turbo. Right, I forgot he did start off in Turbo. And his most famous incarnation was as the Green Ranger.
No. Actually, the white one lasted a bit longer.
Right, but I mean, everyone remembers the Green Ranger.
And now he has a Master Morpher. He returned for Ninja Steel. He has a Master Morpher now that lets him use any of his Ranger forms.
They just won't let that guy... they just won't let Tommy stop being a Power Ranger.
Yeah, he is always the first pick for whenever they have returning characters.
Yeah, I haven't watched Power Rangers since, I think, SPD.
Emergency.
SPD just started getting a little ridiculous, and then, they had Mystic Force, which was so stupid.
You just remember it wrong. But we'll get into that later. Actually, no, that fits in. The topic today, non-video game related hobbies. Because that's all we ever talk about on this podcast and all my friends' podcasts. It's video games. I love them. But it's not all we are. Who better to talk about that with than with Joe? You don't really play much video games, do you?
Not really. I will do the occasional computer game, like Sims 4. I have Railroad Tycoon. The original. I did play a little bit of Minecraft. I haven't been able to play it in a long time. I haven't had a computer that was reliable enough to play it.
Do you know?
Not really. I have a laptop that's good, but if I want to use it for work stuff, I can't really use it for fun stuff.
Right.
Right. I also will play Zelda games from time to time. I have a 3DS, and I play a lot of Zelda games and Pokemon.
You had the Switch. You had the Wii. You used to.
Yeah, and my sister has my sister got a Switch that she will let us borrow from time to time.
Yeah. But if you're not gaming, what are you doing on the free days?
I read a lot. So, fan fiction, but I also will read alternative histories. The 1632 series, especially by Eric Flint. I will watch movies and TV shows. I have an Amazon Prime and Netflix accounts that I use quite prodigiously. I am also a micronationalist, which is a rather complex hobby that might take quite a while to explain.
Well, for me, I still enjoy the occasional movies, and don't read that much, but if I find a book, I think I've been mostly just into music these days, just always looking for a new song. Developed a weird addiction to nightcore, you know what that is?
A little bit. I haven't listened to a whole lot of it, but I've heard the term and I'm somewhat familiar with the term.
It's just speed up the song, make it higher pitched. Not chipmunk style, but something like that.
Enough to tell that it's been modulated.
Something in between, I don't know, it's just kind of fun hearing songs at a faster pace. You seen any good movies lately?
Actually, I just saw a few days ago the new Aladdin movie in theaters.
How is it?
It's not bad. I think it's actually really good. I love Robin Williams, and so I was absolutely terrified when I heard about this movie because I was afraid that they were going to it was going to be a cash grab. It was just going to kind of ape on the original Aladdin and, have nothing else to offer, just be the shallow, soulless money machine because it was gonna make money. Aladdin is one of the most successful Disney movies ever released, so Aladdin was gonna make money. But I just wanted to make sure. I wanted to know that it wasn't gonna dishonor Robin Williams because I kind of have a hero worship for the guy, and thankfully it didn't.
Been kind of iffy because these live-action Disney remakes have really not done much for me.
I totally understand that, and quite a few of them haven't really done all that much for me either. Like, the original, the first one, Maleficent. Maleficent is just kind of dull and boring. The Maleficent Mistress of Evil that's coming up, I don't know what to think about that one, just because I don't know a whole lot about it. Cinderella, I thought was pretty good because it expanded on the story in the right way, and it it didn't feel like a complete, like, it didn't feel like a live action clone of the original Cinderella. It felt like its own original story. I feel like some of the characters maybe could have been a little bit stronger or more nuanced, but all the same, what it could have been, what it could have been was much worse, so I don't mind it. Beauty and the Beast, I like some of the songs, but I find some of the character performances to be rather weird.
Nostalgia Critic absolutely hated the Beauty and the Beast live one.
Yeah, it didn't feel as honest as it could have been. I loved the Jungle Book remake because it honestly felt like its own original movie. It even changed the damn ending of the movie. I was like...
That was met with controversy.
Yeah, but I mean, I would much rather have its own unique take on the story than, just rehashing the same thing. Like, if the Psycho remake taught us anything, it's that making a movie too close to the original doesn't help at all.
It's kind of pointless to have just the same movie twice, because I could just rewatch the original if I wanted that.
Right. And, with Aladdin, I felt like they expanded on the story in all the right ways. It definitely is probably a little bit closer to Beauty and the Beast in the general, how it sticks to the storyline. But I feel like it's more subtle with some of the things that go on in it. And I love Will Smith's interpretation because he doesn't try to be Robin Williams. If he did, it would have totally failed. He would not have been able to do it. But he didn't even try, which I respect.
Can I get over that? Will Smith as the genie.
Yeah, he does a really good job.
Still sounds like kind of a prank thing to say, though.
Yeah.
I was way up in Urbana yesterday. They had a theater there advertising Aladdin, and the size of that place makes me think it was a theater that only played one movie at a time.
That is entirely possible. There are quite a few old single screen theaters around here. Like there's one in downtown Miamisburg as well.
I saw Detective Pikachu a few weeks ago, a month ago maybe, when it came out. I was genuinely surprised. It was a good movie.
I've been hearing that, but I never got a chance to see it.
It has a lot of research, a lot of references that Pokemon fans will appreciate. Like the scene where they're in this underground cage battling. Pikachu takes a hit and the announcer goes, "Taken down with one hit!" Anyone who played Pokemon Stadium will giddy at that. So that's exactly what the Pokemon Stadium announcer said. Every time you one-shot an opponent. In other words, every time you used Kadabra or Mewtwo or Alakazam. Anyway, you still go to any cons, Comic-Cons?
I do. I am a community guest at TrotCon in Columbus.
Columbus, good old with the C. Capital C.
Mm-hmm. I'm also planning on going to BronyCon in Baltimore in August. It will be the last one, the last BronyCon.
What other hobbies you got? You still collect those blades?
I do. I have a sword collection and a hat collection.
You still got that hat I gave you?
I do. I also have a few others that are more summer versions of that hat.
That flat cap. I got one at a... fun story. I got one at a thrift shop. It was too tight, but I wore it because I liked the design. Then my dad gave me another one because I liked it. And then two more. Weird blue one that had ear cushions but was way too small. And then the thicker black one, which ended up given to you. And you got a lot of positive feedback from it. Remember that?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you remember that? When I gave you the black hat, you got a lot of feedback from it. A lot of positive feedback.
I did, yeah. Everyone really seemed to like the hat. It seemed to fit with the general style and...
Of you.
Yeah, of me.
And then two guys in hats happened. We were just talking, trying to think what's a video series we can do on a more frequent basis. Jumping ideas everywhere. I'm pretty sure the name was your idea, though. You even tried to give it a theme song.
Yeah, I don't quite remember what that was. I know it was just something that was stupid and silly that I thought would be two guys in hats, ding! Something like that.
I think Kaiser offered to jump on the wagon because he also had a flat cap. Offered to review My Little Pony with you as a non-brony.
Yeah, but it was too hard to coordinate all of that and work and school.
And the time zone difference.
Yeah.
We might do it again. Who knows? Dun,
Maybe.
Dun, dun, dramatic beaver. Maybe we'll come back and do Ninja Steel, which is considered the worst season ever made now.
Oh, God.
They have a wannabe Bulk and Skull and everything. Victor and Monty. But it does have one redeeming trait. A little anniversary episode where... How many people came back? Let's see. Tommy, Rocky, Catherine, this Gemma from RPM, the White Dino Thunder Ranger. Like 10 Rangers came back, yeah. Various seasons. And they fought an army of robot Rangers. I think the Falcon Zord even returned. We didn't get to the Falcon Zord in Two Guys in Hats. Never even made it to Season 2.
Nope.
It's too bad. We were this close to getting to the Zhu 2 era, which was, I consider, the highlight of Mighty Morphin.
Still waiting for Zordon to show up again.
He's dead.
Please. Like, that's ever stopped a show from bringing a guy back.
Power Rangers in space, shattering the tube, killing him, and wiping out all the evil at the time. But they did have a Zordon disciple in Megaforce, Gosei, who did not do nearly as good a job as Zordon. I'd like to know what happened to Dulcia. Oh boy. Power Rangers. Yeah, that's I guess that is my biggest non-video game related hobby, although they did have some games. Though I've been reviewing the Japanese show on the site. What I love more is the behind the scenes trivia behind it. There is so much nonsense that went beyond behind the scenes. Plus it is just fun. What?
Oh god. When you look up on Wikipedia, if you look up list of Power Rangers Megaforce characters and look at Gosei, it has a line for he acts as the Rangers' sugar daddy, giving them new powers, weapons, and Megazords whenever they run into trouble, instead of when they earn it. Somebody prank it.
It's pretty badly written. In Season 2, they become the pirates, but never address the fact that they look like pirates, or explain how they're suddenly able to change into all the past Rangers. Alright, the threat has risen, so you can now use these powers. Tommy returned for all of 2 minutes. It's a mess. Huh. Sorry, bae. Used to watch TV a lot. That's a hobby. Don't do that much anymore, but I am watching the Hulu, Netflix, and sometimes Amazon Prime. You know any good shows these days? I watched all through Steven Universe already.
I'm excited for that new show Amphibia to come out. It looks pretty good. I know Star vs. the Forces of Evil just ended.
Recriesco de Pachi.
It's there's the last season of My Little Pony is going on.
Oh, they're actually ending that show?
Yep, they're going to be starting the next generation probably within a year or two.
And that parody show is actually becoming a real show.
Oh, right, yeah. Teen Titans Go, thinking about revamping the original Teen Titans.
No, in Teen Titans Go, there's a My Little Pony-esque show that Raven watches, and they're actually making that a real show if they haven't already. A show within a show is becoming a real show, is what I'm saying.
Ugh.
Yeah, at the end of Teen Titans Go to the movies, the original cast, transmitted a message saying, we're original characters from the original show. Stop saying original. Transmitted a message saying they think they found a way back. That's gonna be fun. Dang. Hey, don't go silent on me now.
Just thinking about Teen Titans Go.
You still upset about that show?
Kinda, yeah. Especially because I would have loved to have seen an actual ending to the original Teen Titans.
You mean like the Tokyo movie? Huh?
No, not like the Tokyo movie.
Are you upset that it outlasted the original one?
Kinda, yeah. That it's gotten more attention, more focus, more popularity and publicity, and the fact that it plays all the damn time. It is always on.
I wouldn't know. I don't have cable anymore.
One good show I have noticed, it just ended its second season, but the third season's on its way, is the Tangled Show.
Tangled as a show.
Yes, it does. On, I think it's Disney Junior, or Disney, yeah, I think it's Disney Junior. They actually have a 2D animated Tangled Show, and it is really good. They have all the original movie cast, They have some of the original writers and songwriters, and it shows. It's got really high quality, good mystery value. You care about the characters. I really recommend it to folks, especially if you like Disney animation.
Does it take place after the movie?
Yes, it does.
So Rapunzel has the short hair. Just wondering how they get away with that if she doesn't have the long hair.
Oh, you have to watch the show to find out.
Dun dun dun, dramatic beaver. Well, there's your recommendations. Phew. Would you like to give us a little hint as to what your first article will be?
I will. It is related to something I discussed in this actual interview.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Oh, if you're gonna be all hinty, I guess I gotta put this out before it comes out. Huh, that should be fun. Have you considered a superhero persona?
I have not.
Ooh, more things to consider. Have you ever tried to make a movie? That used to be.
I've considered and come up with concept ideas for short films. Like, there is an H.P. Lovecraft short story that's in the public domain that I would love to do an adaptation for.
Just thinking, our unfinished story arcs from the years past. You might be able to wrap those up in written form.
What would I be able to wrap up?
Our unfinished stories from the years past. Between the staff and the overlord and all that.
Yeah. Man, I can barely even remember most of that stuff, and I don't watch my old videos because, you're your own worst critic, and I always just feel so embarrassed about how crappy all of the stuff I used to do was.
Everyone thinks that. I don't know why. Always want more, never satisfied. 'Tis the artist's curse, as Kaiser says. They're green with envy. Well, here's a silly question. There's an article where Kaiser reviewed the Sponge Bong. 3 episodes. He made a little comment saying, I feel like I'm doing Green Diamond's work. Would you like to respond to that now that we actually have a Green Diamond?
The Sponge Bong?
Yep.
I haven't seen that one yet, so...
This, parody skit show on, I forget the channel. They only did 3 episodes.
Nintendo?
No. They only did 3 episodes of it because they feared Nickelodeon.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's vibe.
It was a SpongeBob parody, obviously, featuring a bunch of stoner characters. Patrick was Hash Brick, Mr. Krabs was Mr. Crack, etc.
Ugh.
Some pretty gross not gross, but like cheap animation, but a simple-ish story.
I hate gross out humor. I probably would have hated this thing.
So you're saying it should not have been Green Diamond's work?
Kinda, yeah. No, I wouldn't have wanted to.
Honestly,
I wouldn't have wanted to participate in this.
He just reviewed it on a dare.
Yeah, especially because I also don't like new SpongeBob in the same way I don't like new Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, Fairly Odd Parents is canceled.
Thank God.
Flash animation. Gotta say.
Do you think Family Guy will follow as well?
No, it's already been canceled twice. They've learned their lesson. Ish.
It'll never end.
Oh, it will. Seth MacFarlane will eventually die. Have you seen the Flash animation? What people call it on the Fairly Odd Parents, though.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's the same reason why they're ending My Little Pony as well. Flash animation is getting outdated, and I can guarantee you that the next My Little Pony generation will probably utilize Toon Boom.
Remember Arthur?
I do remember Arthur. Did you know that the teacher got married?
Yes, I did.
Mr. Ratburn?
Yeah, I saw that episode. Married to the guy who runs the candy store.
We live in really amazing times.
No, but the animation on that episode, what did they do to that show?
Well, I mean, it is PBS.
Yeah, but it used to have much nicer animation. Why'd they downgrade?
Because PBS has been getting decreasing funding over the years because why should the government spend time on art and culture even though, the Constitution says it's the government's job to spend money on art and culture?
Politics, man, politics. Arthur,
hey, man,
yes.
you get what you pay for with me. I used to run a political talk show in college, so...
Dun dun dun. Optimist realist.
The optimistic realist. Yep.
Yeah, Arthur did do a gay wedding not too long ago. But but like a decade or so ago, they tried to do that. Not a wedding, but on the spin-off show, Postcards from Buster, like the one semi-banned episode featured a gay household. I think I know the reasoning behind it. I don't think it was political. I think they thought it was just clever. That whole episode was about Mother's Day, so they had Buster visit a house with two mothers. That's my theories. They thought that would be clever.
Yeah, I like how inclusive children's cartoons are, willing and able to be. And I think we have to kind of thank, shows like The Legend of Korra and Steven Universe for at least opening the door for the other ones to, take that next step. It's really nice to see. I'd like to maybe see some more,
I don't know.
To see some more inclusivity, but, I'll take what I can get. And it's getting better, especially when you realize that, when the year I was born is when the Defense of Marriage Act passed. And yet, just a few years ago, Bergeville v. Hodges came out, and, now marriage is available to everyone. Well, almost everyone.
Can't say I'll ever support bestiality, though. Marriages, though.
Oh, yeah, well, no, but that's different.
I can never believe that the animal is giving consent.
No, and that's why that doesn't, that's not, that can't work, obviously. That's something that can't be allowed.
That's been the argument against that, though. They said it's a slippery slope. We allow this, we'll end up allowing that.
Except that's stupid. Humans are animals, but we can give consent. As long as you are going with a person or people who can consent, who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? What business is it of you or anyone else to tell me what I can and cannot do if it's not hurting anybody?
It's hurting your pride.
Who cares about my pride? That's my thing to worry about, not anyone else's.
Yeah, man, this just got all political. Legend of Korra, though. Honestly, they just kind of saved it all for the last scene. So, kind of like ducking out before controversy could potentially strike. Also, just sort of came out of nowhere with that show. There were like comics that continued it, though, wasn't there?
Yes, the Avatar show and Legend of Korra both had comics that were released after the show to kind of expand the world and explain what happened in between.
They ever find out what happened to Zuko's mother?
We do, actually. They have a whole comic book series about that.
Go on. Oh, not gonna tell us?
No, I don't spoil things.
What do you mean?
Or I try not to spoil things.
More comics. That's another hobby, reading comics. You do that? I read manga a lot sometimes, not really. I used to. I want to again. We went to that Comic-Con in college. Got a few there.
Yeah, I don't read a whole lot of comics, to be honest. I have some, but for me, comics have always been such a, it's a very strong time commitment and money commitment to actually buy them and keep on with the, trying to figure out which series go where and which ones you need and which ones you don't, and it's just...
I kind of want to make one. Not a comic, but like a webcomic. Because I want to write one, but I just have no drawing talents.
Yeah, it's same thing with me. I'd love to expand to like a story idea. There was an idea I had for like a sitcom that I always wanted to try as for like a movie or TV show. I just don't have the...
Well, there's one non-video game hobby a lot of people in the group share. Tabletop RPG.
I do play D&D.
So do a few other members.
Bard Life.
Fenris does, I know. Kaiser and I used to play with the other groups. Anyway, we could do that. Maybe do something similar to Hyperforce, if you know what they are.
I do not.
Well, it's a tabletop Power Ranger group consisting of, let's see, the guy who played Bulk, Andre the Black Nerd, and 3 other people. I don't know who they are. It's sort of a sequel to Time Force, but that's sort of being treated as official canon now. I think they even got the Saban brand on it. I've never watched their sessions, but it gets a lot of good feedback. They even had a panel at last Morphicon, which I did not go to because I was at the other Ranger panels instead. Hello?
Yeah?
You alright there?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just seeing something funny.
Well, but that is a thought there. We could actually use maybe a D&D style, or RPG-ish, to write our own stories.
Well, I already am a part of a D&D group.
Who said you get to DM, or GM?
Either or. Both are correct.
I don't know, just a thought. Thought about just posting some written stories on the site, but I'm never satisfied enough with those to actually publish them.
Yeah.
But I do want to create some lore for the characters we've made. I've shown you the costume. Wow. Anything else you got on the mind?
Not particularly. Could I kind of promote some of my content and other stuff I do?
Of course.
Well, you guys can find me on YouTube at The Brony Critic. You can also find me on Twitter at The Brony Critic. And every Saturday on Fiara the Tank Girl's Twitch stream, I participate with a bunch of other My Little Pony fans with the show with what we call the Round Table, and it's just a bunch of My Little Pony fans and reviewers who get together and take a look and give our opinions on the episodes. So you can find that. It's every Saturday at 7 o'clock.
You know, if we went into the theater majors, we might have had Skull as a teacher. Well, no, he wouldn't have, not in our area, but he is in that field. That's amazing. Well, as far as mailbag goes, last 2 episodes didn't bring in many comments. I did get one rather bizarre thing to happen. I'm gonna read this off. I want you to react the best to your knowledge. Got a few from Alex, just pretty much saying, oh, the skeptics have invaded the Mushroom Kingdom. Yep. And that was on episode 3. Episode 4, yay Hemrock from Kaisercade. Good. This one guy, Fortnite Papimentu. Your voice has not changed since 2011. I actually responded to this. It will never change. OMG, you replied. I reply again. Indeed. And then out of nowhere he says, do you also like Negros? Like, where did that come from? Your thoughts?
Sounds like a troll.
Yeah, I guess.
Therefore not worth expending all that much mental energy on.
Do I also like, yeah. Buddy, don't just ask questions in hopes of getting a crazy response. You'll just get shunned if you do that. Well, it was a short episode, but it's been nice to have you back. It's gonna be nice.
Thank you. I'm happy to be a part of the project. I really want to kind of use this as an opportunity to promote my stuff, as well as get back into the habit of writing and get some more practice.
Writing's always been my main passion. Something I wish I pursued in college.
Yep, I've got my first review ready to go for release. I'm trying to build up a stockpile because the next few months will be rather busy for me, and I want to make sure that if there's one week I can't do something, I have time and energy. I am also considering the possibility of editing my Patreon page such that, new Patreon supporters might be able to make requests for me to review certain things.
You have Patreon supporters? That's impressive.
I do not have Patreon supporters. I would like Patreon supporters. I have a Patreon, but there are no supporters. See how that works?
Yeah, I guess. You gotta make a short film and say, we need money for the sequel.
There is one story I came up with an idea for a short film based on The Cats of Ulthar by H.P. Lovecraft. I would love to do a short film adaptation of that story.
I pitched an idea to you. Phoenix 8 Productions The Movie 2.
No.
Make a sequel to a movie that never happened.
No.
Just to make fun of the whole everything's a sequel now.
Cinema in Review, The Winter Soldier 2, Revengeance.
You played Metal Gear Solid Rising?
Whatever.
Yeah, that's fun. It's a written project. Never thought. You impressed to see that? Yeah, I've been posted every week for almost a year now. Half a year, I think. Yeah, whatever. 7 months. Team's coming together. You'll be the Green Friday. That's your day. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good. Friday actually really, really works as far as my schedule goes. So It feels like a nice way to start off the week, and by doing a movie review on Friday, it gives people the opportunity to read my reviews, and then if they decide they want to go see a movie or something over the weekend, they can, based on a recommendation or a TV show.
Ooh. Well, with you, that makes 5 weekly contributors and 1 monthly. We got room for 1 more weekly person and 3 or 4 more monthly contributors. If you're out there, you want to take up writing, come to us. We need a Saturday person, so Joe has someone to say, now off to them too. But thanks for coming on, mate. It's been a blast on the Fastcast.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice to be on. Nice to talk with you as well.
Hopefully we'll see you in some other collaborations on the site.
Here's hoping.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye.